Hello everyone, let's make another tutorial video. Today we are going to focus on the preview function for the preview feature of SheetFormR, something I think a lot of people are really going to like. Let's get right at it. So I'm going to start with a spreadsheet, and my spreadsheet I already know is set up correctly. I'm not going to spend any time working on that. If you need help setting up a spreadsheet, check out one of the other videos. So let's get right into it. I'm going to open up SheetFormR. I am going to choose the wide view just because it's easier to see for a tutorial. And plus, I like the wide view better. And I am going to preview. I could push pre-flight if I wanted to before. That's covered in another video. I already know there's no issues with this, so I'm just going to skip that for now. And then what happened was down here, it created a preview. And if you look here, I have my questions. What planet is Luke Skywalker from? And if I look up here on my spreadsheet, that's the first question, number 1, what planet is Luke Skywalker from? And I have these answer choices in this old order: Alderaan, Tatooine, Hoth, Dagobah, and Alderaan, Tatooine, Hoth, Dagobah. And Tatooine is the correct answer, and so on. Here I have a question with checkboxes where there's multiple correct answers. I have a short answer, and the correct answer is indoor with a capital E, of course, as a proper noun. But again, SheetFormR, if you haven't caught this in another video, SheetFormR will automatically, you don't have to do anything, add in acceptable answers that are not case sensitive. And so, for example, if a student forgets to capitalize it, which if you're a teacher, you know that happens all the time, or the capital lock key is left on and they don't realize it, or they're just lazy, that way you don't have to go back later and change that answer when they come up and complain. And if you don't like that and you want to hold them to the right standard, then we can turn that off once the form is built. But this does this automatically. I felt most teachers would like that. And you can see how everything is previewed here. Even the grid question is previewed. Okay, awesome. When I push this out to a student or when I create this form, it's going to look exactly like this. I can create this form. And again, if you've watched any of the other videos, I am not going to pause this or fast forward it or anything like that. I want you to see what happens in a real environment. And I have a pretty decent internet connection, nothing special. So I'm definitely not running off my phone or anything like that. And this quiz was built in right at about 20 seconds. And it's good to go. So from here, I can copy that URL that the form is at, or I can open it right now. I'm going to open it right now. And here is my Google form. And it's in quiz mode, and it's ready to go. So you can see I have the same question: what planet was Luke Skywalker from? And I have those same choices. I have my form built exactly like it looked in the preview, and it's ready to go. Let's go back to what I talked about earlier. If I wanted to get rid of the case and sensitivity, this is where I would do that, just because I mentioned it earlier. I would just click this X and click this X, and it would take away these as possible answers. And the only answer choice that would be correct is the one that is punctuated correctly with the capital E. So again, if you want to be if you are teaching grammar or something like that, or this is important to you, then get rid of those alternative answers. There's nothing wrong with that. This is your Google form at this point. It's not proprietary. It's not merged with SheetFormR anymore. This is just a regular, normal Google form that you can change in any way that you want to. Okay, so this looks all great. Let's go back to SheetFormR. I want to make a couple changes here. I'm going to go ahead and close this preview, and I'm going to go through a couple of these boxes because these are the only ones that really make a lot of difference in the actual preview function. And that is the shuffle answer choices and the shuffle question order. Let's start with the shuffle answer choices since it's on top. I am going to click that this time. And this time I'm going to preview it again. And I'm going to get a little bit different of a view. Now, when you look at here, or when you look at the test, you see what planet is Luke Skywalker from? Alderaan, Tatooine, Hoth, Dagobah. Well, Alderaan, Tatooine, Hoth, Dagobah. Hey, it didn't shuffle the questions like I wanted to. Okay. It's not going to shuffle them in live view in the preview. And that was a design decision. There's nothing broken here. I felt like it was confusing if all this was shuffled compared to what a user has in their spreadsheet. So we built it a little bit differently. Or I built it a little differently. So if you look here, this text line is here where it wasn't here before, and it's here now because I chose one of these options, and it's telling me what's happening. It says, hey, don't worry about it. Shuffle answers is enabled. So hey, we know you wanted the answer shuffled. This preview shows your original order. Answer choices will be randomized when the form is built. So it's going to what's going to happen is it's going to randomize the answer choices when I click create form. And not only will it randomize it to what I have here, every student that you assign this form to, or every person that you assign this to, it will be randomized for them. So if you have two kids sitting next to each other, they probably are not, they could, because it's random, but they probably are not going to get Alderaan, Tatooine, Hoth, and Dagobah in the exact same order. They'll still get those nouns, they'll still get those words, those choices, but they're going to be in different order. So let's go do that. All right, so I will go ahead and build this form. Okay, so I'm not going to open this form just to save a little bit of time here, but I am going to go to my Google Classroom, my fake Google Classroom that I have set up here. And you can see that I have created an assignment off of this form right here. I attached it. I sent it out to the 3 sample students that are in my classroom. And I had those students, or I had it was emailed to those students. And you can see, let me zoom this in a little bit. Okay, so you can see this is what one student got here. And this is what another student got. So I have 3 students in this class. I'm just going to put 2 up here. But you can see the difference here in their tests. They had the same question as number 1. What planet is Luke Skywalker from? But they have different answer choice orders. Here it's Dagobah, Hoth, Tatooine, Alderaan. Here it's Hoth, Dagobah, Tatooine, Alderaan. For number 2, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Yoda, Obi-Wan. Han Solo, Obi-Wan, Princess Leia, Yoda. Okay, so same questions, just a different order for the answers, and that was done automatically. I didn't have to do anything other than click that box. And if I would have sent this out to 20 students or 30 students or 100 students, if I'm a high school teacher or a junior high school teacher, then it would have had 100 different variations. Now, of course, when you have 100 and there's only 4 answers, you're going to have some repeats. So, but the chance of maybe somebody sitting next to each other and, showing them the A sign or whatever, it cuts that down a little bit if that's what you're looking to do with this. And that's the intention, is to cut down on answer shopping and answer sharing. Okay, let's go through another thing on another feature on the preview. I am going to turn off the answer choices being shuffled, and I'm going to turn on the questions being shuffled. And that's going to do the same thing. It's going to shuffle the order of the questions, so not every student is going to get what planet is Luke Skywalker from as the first question. It's just going to randomly kind of jarble these up and spit them out to each individual student who gets a form assigned to them or opens a form. I'm not going to run through that, but I do want to show you. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want that. I want preview. And I'm going to scroll down, and again, you can see where I also have another note. Shuffle questions is enabled, so that's different. Last time it said shuffle answers is enabled, and the preview is going to order or alter your original order. Each student's going to see different questions in a different order. Let's go ahead and create this form. I'm going to close these so I don't get confused. Okay, and I haven't changed anything, so I would say like 20, 30 seconds to build this. Um, there is no status meter. That just wasn't reliable, so I just got rid of it. Oh, that's fast, 16.5 seconds. Okay, so let's open up this form. And of course, when I'm looking at my preview, and this is all this screen is a preview for you right here. It's just showing you, hey, this is kind of what your form is going to look like. This isn't what the student necessarily sees. And this is where you could come and change your settings and all of those types of things. But if I come over here to the eyeball where it says preview, now I'm looking at a preview of what a student or a respondent would see, and you can see that the answers or the questions completely changed orders here. Okay, so if I want to shuffle them, I would just make sure that I have that shuffle question order checked. Now, can you shuffle the question order and the answer order? Absolutely. Okay, so let's go to preview. And now it's telling me shuffle questions and shuffle answers is enabled. Okay, so I can do both of those at the same time if I want to. And then I could go ahead and build this form. I'm not going to. I think everybody gets the point. Okay, so nice little function that is just a little click away, where if you want to utilize something like that for your classrooms, try to make it as easy as possible, and I honestly don't know that it could be any easier than just clicking that, and all of that work is taken care of for you. You do not have to come over here and start dragging questions around because you want a different order and do all that. It's going to do it automatically for you by just making that check. All right. Well, hey, thanks for watching, and hopefully this was useful. As always, if you have a suggestion or a feature or something that you would like to see incorporated into a version of this, please send me an email. I would love to hear your suggestions and see if I can make them happen. All right. Have a good one, and thank you.